You ever been to Thailand? We ain't gotta pay no clothes, we can shop when we land.
And you know, literally hitting six-figure days. Okay, I guess I could spend even more, but I already make way more than I can, you know, ever spend in a month. But it's really about making plays that just increase the valuation of your business. Sometimes switching up the environment really helps you come up with new ideas or just thinking differently. All right, so we're just on our way to pick up my chain. I got a chain customized. It's just a nice to have accessory. Yeah, but you know, these are just bonuses along the way on the journey. But all this materialistic stuff is obviously not what life is about at all, you know, in the slightest. You know, the true luxury of life is much harder to capture. Like picking up a chain now is easy to capture on camera, but my true luxury of life, which I'm working so hard for, again, is harder to capture, but it's the complete freedom. It's a complete freedom to be able to do literally whatever I want, any and every single day. So now we've just arrived to DC Jewelers. So let's go.
This is a cluster set tennis chain we made for you with the rounds and squares, baguettes and round diamonds. It's VVS natural diamonds in white gold.
Yeah, shines super nice. Love it.
I hope you enjoy it, my brother.
Definitely appreciate it, man.
You're welcome.
The best. Alright, please bear with me. This is literally my very first time using this new camera. The chauffeur's on the way, going to the airport within the next 2 minutes. Pack my bags for Thailand. Got comfy peso tracksuit on for the flight, and then obviously picked up the chain earlier. It's honestly beautiful. Yeah, so that's it. So I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah. Party on a paper chase. Popping out in Saginaw, popping out in Salt Lake, popping out in Arizona. Bitch, I feel like Tate McRae. Vanilla ice and white hoe, straight cake.
Alright, so let me show you guys this villa. So we got 5 nights here in Phuket, and then we got 5 nights over in Koh Samui for 10K each, so 20K in total. And this villa gave me more kind of Iron Man vibes because of the cliff and the modern design. And you know, to be honest with you, Dubai is the perfect base for us, but it's really nice to travel and getting out to a bit more nature, as you can see. So Thailand is honestly just perfect for a quick 10-day getaway. So let me show you the villa. The villa comes with 5 incredibly friendly staff members that just 24/7 make sure everything is comfortable for us, everything is clean, fresh towels. I literally leave my room for 10 minutes and it's all cleaned up. We get all the drinks and they serve us the lunch, dinner, breakfast from the chef. It's absolutely incredible. And as you can see, the living room, it has this amazing open like designed living room with, we got incredible sound speakers. I mean, in every room you could just blast music for good vibes, even when you go for a swim in this literally most insane infinity pool I've ever seen, because the view is just absolutely ridiculous in the mornings for a nice morning swim, but also in the evenings for the sunsets, which is, the sunset here is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure we can show some shots, even though right now we caught a little bit of a bad night because apparently there's a storm coming in. Now I'll just show you the up and the downstairs areas as well. Yeah, so the design of the house is ridiculous, with literally the rock being the mountainside literally being part of the villa, which is just absolutely gives it an incredible vibe being here. So this is downstairs living room number 2. I think it's like, it's at least 3 stories, maybe 4. We got 2 really nice bedrooms over there, and then just a nice chill area, play some games, nice lounge, another nice balcony. And then this is one of my favorite parts as well, to just come downstairs and chill. This room is ridiculous. There's literally just a bath with the most insane view ever and a lot of privacy. But then if you come outside here, which is really nice to just sit down, take some time to think and reflect. It's just this nice patio with the most, once again, ridiculous view ever. But yeah, you can actually see, we're actually right below the pool, so you can actually see into the pool, which is ridiculous. I love the design of this house. And then maybe we can show them also these are the downstairs bedrooms over here, and then I'll show you the the upstairs area as well, where we got 4 more bedrooms. So in total, I think it's 6 bedrooms with en-suites. And yeah, let's check out the upstairs. All right, so obviously we're just heading upstairs. Maybe someone has spotted the poker case, which is just a crazy vibe as well on that table there outside, just playing with the view. I honestly go for multiple swims a day. Like for me, swimming is just therapy, just doing laps, and the pool is so much longer than it looks as well. And for the morning, it's really good to just get me activated, getting my blood flowing, and just, you know, it's a great start to the day. And even throughout the day, just to activate yourself again, be in the sun a bit. It's so nice to just be outside. So yeah, let's just show the upstairs quickly. All right, so we just have 4 bedrooms with en-suites along this corridor. Obviously we have some empty bedrooms, so I'm just gonna show one of those quickly. As you can see, they're very nice. They obviously, again, because we're on the cliff, every bedroom comes with the ridiculous view that you can wake up to, which is like, just makes you wanna wake up early and enjoy the morning sun and the morning vibes. And then the one thing I love about the bathrooms as well is, of course, the rain head showers with that same view again, which I just cannot describe. When you're just in the shower in the morning, just literally looking out into the ocean, down the cliff, you can literally see the waves hitting the rocks, and the pool is just, it's incredible. Like, it literally makes you want to get out of bed early every single day, which is the energy that I need, definitely, because we do love to have late nights, so it's important. But yeah, that's it with this villa tour. I'm sure I'll do a quicker one of the next one as well, just to showcase the next place. I'm excited to go check it out. It looks crazy as well. That one comes with a home gym and even more stories, so very excited. Also to explore a new island. I've been to Phuket before, but never Koh Samui, so let's see what that will be like.
Tell a bad bitch, girl, let's go hang. You know me, Rolex go chain. Fuck my young niggas, that's so gang. Get so drunk you forget your name.
Alright, so we've touched down here in Thailand and we've gotten settled into this absolutely gorgeous villa. My mornings here are incredible. I wake up, then we get served an incredible breakfast by the chefs here, which is just really fresh fruit. I love that. Some eggs, just have a good healthy start to the morning. Catch some sunlight on the balcony, fresh air. Obviously, we're right by the sea. There's always this nice breeze of fresh air. Then usually after breakfast, straight away, I just jump right into the pool. By that time, it's already hot. The sun is out, getting that, you know, absolutely necessary vitamin D. And just swimming some laps. The pool is actually quite a bit longer than it looks. Swimming some laps, getting the blood flowing, the heart pumping, you know, just really getting the day started right, activating myself. And then obviously, just run upstairs, have a nice shower under the rain head shower with that same incredible view, which just gives me space and time in the morning to feel good, and it puts me in the right mindset to also have very important thoughts and bring clarity to my decision making for the rest of the day. Makes me feel good to tackle the day, open up the laptop straight away afterwards and just get done what I need to get done in a really good headspace. And then yeah, usually if we don't go out, we get some lunch served here by the chefs as well before we'll go out and do an activity to kind of see Thailand as well, of course, which, for example, we're gonna go to a shooting range. I know we're gonna catch a boat and head to an island. That's why we're still here in Phuket. Then obviously we're also gonna head over to another island in a few days. You know, really, what freedom are you fighting for if you don't practice that freedom? You know, you have to remind yourself what the work that you put in brings you, and this is just a great example of doing that, practicing freedom and literally doing whatever you want every single day. And you know, as kids, I mean, we all always look up to, for example, footballers and everything, and now in my early 20s I make the same amount as footballers, but I have that complete freedom that is just like, that is true wealth. And even footballers don't have that. I mean, it's still an incredible life, don't get me wrong, like, but you know, they have to go to training every single day. They have schedules. They only have certain weeks that they get off. Maybe it's their children's birthday party, but you know, they have a game going on the weekend, or they can't just take their wife to the Maldives for a week because they got a schedule. And just having this complete freedom really puts me in a position where I wouldn't want to trade or do anything else. Like, there's nothing else I look up to in the world that I would rather do than what I'm doing, which is why I'm obviously pursuing it. It's the freedom that's true wealth. And again, this is a good example of practicing it, reminding yourself, and just continue working for it so that you can not only bring that freedom to yourself, but also to the people around you, which obviously drives me a lot. And it's always good to get out and really experience life, because it's so easy to get caught up in front of all of our screens, literally 24/7, and it's so important to not live your life in front of a screen. And you have to be super conscious about it, because it's so easily ignored, or so easily you get caught up into weeks that turn into months, that turn into years, where you don't really feel like you've experienced life, and everything, just all the years, all the weeks, all the months just start to kind of blend into one another, because you're just doing the same thing. So new experiences, new impressions is very important, and not just for life, but also even if you relate it to business, to anything. I mean, I see everything anyway as just the game of life, and not just the game of business, or like the game of whatever. And it just all ties into one another. I think you feel better, your business is going to do better. And again, it's just the game of life. I think it's part of the game of life, not being stuck in front of screens, but really just utilizing them to improve your actual life, and then truly living life. That would be my message for sure. And the other message is that fight for that freedom, practice it, and then I think you'll realize, like, you have to do it to realize how beautiful it is. The feeling of literally just swimming towards the edge of the infinity pool at sunset with an iced cafe latte in one hand, and being like, I can literally just do this, like, whenever I want, every sunset if I wanted to. I design my life, and what do I want to do tomorrow is beautiful. But obviously you're not going to get there by just doing nothing. You have to want to do the things that will bring you this, which for me, it's a joy. Like, I'll do it, I'll relax for a little bit, but I immediately want to get to it. I want to build great things, and I'm focused on what I can bring to those great things, and not what I can get out of them, which is really why when I reflect, I receive so much, is because I give, and because I focus on giving, and how can I give more, and how can I do it better. Like I mentioned earlier, all ties into one another. Catch that positive momentum, keep working, practice that freedom, taste the freedom, keep fighting for it, provide it for the people around you in your lives, and remember what got you there. Continue to do that even better and even more. And live a good life, live away from the screens, again, utilize them. Don't get used by your screens. I think there's so much opportunity, and just like with the screens and with everything in life, you either make something of it, or it can destroy your life. It's so extremely powerful in both directions. It can either make your life 100 times better or 100 times worse, which is why you have to be super conscious about how you utilize it in your life. Just look at your day-to-day life. Just deep it. Is it serving me, or is it taken from me? And then you have to make conscious shifts. So truly, I just hope that really inspires you, because I know there's no feeling like it.
Yeah. Lost my daughter fat now, his body couldn't absorb it. Gone off a G6, feel like I'm on orbit. Yeah. I done lost my daughter fat now.
All right, welcome to the second villa tour on the beautiful island of Koh Samui. As you can see straight away with the entrance, a ridiculously beautiful outside area with this villa. We got a big dining room table where we just have our breakfast. If we want to, we even have an app where they literally will bring us anything we order for lunch or dinner. But we do like to go outside to some beautiful restaurants. We got this cool outside area bar with a fridge that they just constantly stock up with all sorts of drinks, which you obviously need because it's about 30 degrees. As you can see, only one Red Bull left. Love a cheeky Red Bull. And then we got a big lounge right here, which I love. I don't really know what they're called, but when they're just sunk into the ground, I love these type of lounge concepts. And then we just have so many seating options as well outside, as you can see over there on that side. Here we got the sunbeds just by this incredibly large pool. It's definitely much bigger than what it looks like on camera right now. But yeah, just love to use a pool for some daily laps. I actually use it multiple times a day. It's so hot. This is perfect to just cool off, swim some laps, catch some vitamin D, and just stare out onto the island. I mean, you can really, from all the way from this side, all the way around, you can pretty much see the whole island, which is which is, yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. You could see the sunrise, the sunset from the different sides. You could literally see all the way to the other side of the island here. And then you got some more seating options even over here, which is pretty nice. And that actually looks straight onto my bedroom. So I'll show you my bedroom. I think there's like 4 or 5 of these bedrooms, and as well as there's also a gym and a living room area, which is pretty cool. The concept of the villa is pretty interesting. It's almost like you're in a mini hotel because each room has its own keys and its own number, and you can just request service on the app and everything. So pretty cool concept. All right, so let me take you inside of bedroom number 1. As you can see, it got a balcony with a beautiful view, another lounge chair, and then just, you know, pretty standard. Got the desk, even though I'm pretty much just working outside like 24/7. So nice to be outside, have a bit of sun, a bit of the breeze. And then the bathroom, which actually has a pretty cool concept. As you can see, it's like a partially outdoor indoor bathroom. So this is actually completely outside behind this glass. And then there's an outdoor rain head shower, which I'll show you in a second. Nice big wardrobe. And then of course you got the double sink. We got bathtub, which is pretty cool. I don't really use, but bathroom. And then this is the cool concept. So we have an indoor rain head shower, and then actually it connects to the outdoor rain head shower. So it's really nice, sunrise, sunset. You have an outdoor rain head shower. And yeah, you step out here, you're actually fully outside. So it's separated by the glass. You can see into the room. Very, very cool concept. But yeah, I mean, this is the villa. Again, a few more of these rooms. The living room, the gym. Obviously the highlight of the house is the outdoor area. But I mean, we're on a beautiful island, you know, we're outside exploring, doing cool things, jet skiing, going to restaurants, cafes, going to play paddle, football. Obviously, we still need to, you know, work, lock in every single day. So just making sure you have an environment where you have some peace, you can get your work done, get your calls done. It's just the perfect villa overall. But yeah, that's our villa out here on Koh Samui.
What's your definition of real? If that's what you call real, man's fake as it gets. Say life's a gamble, I'm placing my bet, I'm taking a risk, I ain't playing roulette. They asked where I'm at and I gave an address, but they go on the net and they making a threat. I don't know why they thought I was making it spread, but I definitely want just to stay in the end.
So pretty much at this stage where I'm at now, where, you know, you've built a little bit more leverage, where you're not in the trenches yourself all day, every day, doing every aspect of the business, but at a point where you actually have started to delegate, built, you know, proper teams and systems. You know, the companies that I'm running now, it's serious. I've been in the game for maybe like 4 years, and just consistently leveling up, and everything is, I don't like to structure my companies in a way where the team and the environment just feels like it's a boring corporate environment, but it is extremely serious. And, you know, at this stage, again, where I'm not just always 24/7 in the trenches doing the tedious things, it's really just about just having that one idea and just steering that company. For example, literally at the start of this year, I had an idea, and maybe it sounds a little bit silly, sounds a little bit basic. It just sounds like, oh yeah, of course, why wouldn't you think that? But you really have to have these ideas and then be super conscious about executing, and in all areas of your company, again, steering the company in that direction. So for me, that idea was that I just want to be the Apple of my industry. And when I say the Apple of my industry, I mean, right now we've been in the game with my second biggest company. It's kind of like a head-to-head race right now, but we've been in the game for 1.5 years. The industry is fairly young, so the oldest competitor is 10 years old, and they're actually also the biggest. And I just kind of, when I say I want to be the Apple of the industry, you know, it used to be like when we set goals for the company, I mean, there's hundreds of these companies across the world. It used to just kind of be like we would aim to be great, but we never even consider to beat them, because they're literally worth billions and billions of dollars, and they're so far ahead. They have hundreds of team members. But again, it's just about the goals and the vision that you set. And I'm like, okay, I want to be the Apple of the industry. Okay, well, let's study the history. You know, when BlackBerry was the #1 company in that industry, you know, once dominated the smartphone market. But again, then you had Apple coming in, and they didn't follow the playbook. And there's so many things that Apple did. And nowadays, I mean, most people don't even remember or know what BlackBerry he is, because Apple's just by far the biggest company in their industry worldwide. So now it's all about, once I had that idea, I can't get rid of it and I can't not aim for that. So then it just came down to putting it into concrete steps that I can actually follow. And these are all actively being worked on right now, and I'll just break them down because these are super valuable, and anyone can apply these to their business. So one of the steps is branding, and branding is always an interesting subject because so many people think of different things when they hear branding. It's not just a color, it's not just a font. For me, really the number one takeaway when it comes to branding, and I'm not going to do a whole lesson on it even though I could, is a brand is, people will forget what you tell them, but a brand is how you make people feel. So whenever they engage with your brand, no matter where that is, how did you make them feel? Because that's what people will remember, how they felt when engaging with your brand. So I really, in terms of actionable steps, yes, we also did change font and colors and all that stuff, but really the whole customer experience. And customer experience is that other point where we just want to go above and beyond. And once we've gone above and beyond, I'm going to hit the team again and we're going to be like, how can we do even better? And I'm gonna ask, how can we do even better? Literally, because I just want the best customer experience. Does that mean, we might have the biggest profit margins? Probably not initially, but because we reinvest into making sure that the customer has the best possible experience, the invisible ROI of doing that as a business is endless, because the customers are gonna choose you again and again, because whenever you get them to use your products or service for the first time, and you have reinvested into making sure they'll have the best experience out of anyone in the whole industry, they're gonna come back again and again and again. Okay, and sure, on that first purchase of the customer, maybe you didn't make any money, maybe, hey, you broke even, maybe you even did actually make money, but then again, they're going to come back and back again, and the LTV, the lifetime value of your customers, it's just going to be ridiculous. And once you have that confidence that the LTV is really high, then you can really just, your CPAs, you can just outspend your competition, because you can spend more to acquire a customer. And a few things that I can tease is, for example, majority of the industry uses white label technology, and we are reinvesting into having our own technology. And not just that, we're actually coming out with an app, because everyone just has web app in our industry, but it's just better customer experience. Hey, if you genuinely use this product and service on a daily basis, why not have an app? If you want to, it's just better customer experience. It's gonna, again, in the direct ROIs, and they're going to do nothing for our business. But I'm very confident that we keep reinvesting into making customer experience better, and we keep innovating no matter what the BlackBerries of our industry are doing. And we just try to be the Apple with our own vision, with our own lane, with our own kind of speed at which we're going at things with. Then I genuinely believe in our success. I mean, I do anyways. So yeah, once I had that idea, it was about obviously studying the history and, challenging yourself to think bigger. And there's really no going back. Once you think that big, that's now what I'm aiming for. And it's just because it's literally and genuinely possible. So that's what I want to achieve. And then what's really important is relaying that vision onto your team, because you have to be able to lead your team, and you have to be able to make your team understand where you're trying to go and what you're really trying to achieve. And the team is going to get energy from this, and you can set cool incentives in place that energize the team to push towards that vision, and you just keep relaying that vision to them. I mean, we literally have a group chat just called Vision, where I just explain what the vision is and what it's going to do to the sustainability and to the longevity of this business, and what it can do for all of our individual lives as well, and all the customers. And it just makes people more excited being part of something like that. And the last thing I want to say about this, I could go on and on and on, but is at this stage where I'm at, also with, again, having a bit more leverage and, literally hitting 6-figure days, it's not just about achieving more cash flow on a monthly basis. I already make, I guess I could spend even more, but I already make way more than I can, ever spend in a month, even, constantly just living in the most ridiculous places. But it's really about making plays that just increase the valuation of your business. That's what really excites me. Like when I look back at this month, okay, the value of our company has grown XYZ amount of millions, or because we've, the company's become older, we've added this, our own technology, app, bigger team, just like evaluation plays besides cash flow. Because I guess at the start, at the first few years of my journey, it was all just about making a nice income, just the net cash cash flow that I can then use to invest or live nicely, experiences, invest into myself. But now when I'm running a big proper companies, you know, the valuation plays, that's what really excites me. This is definitely a much bigger roadmap than just branding and customer experience that I explained. It's an exciting roadmap to work on, and it's always cool to be working on new things and not just working on the day-to-day things that the company requires in terms of operations to keep the company running. It's really cool working on these big things that are just going to innovate your company and elevate it. Yeah, that's just something I wanted to explain. And why am I explaining it on this Thailand vlog? It's just because, again, sometimes switching up the environment really helps you come up with new ideas or just thinking differently. If you're constantly within the same four walls, I feel like you're gonna just have always similar thoughts. You need new impressions, whether that's through content, whether that's through going out, whether that's through speaking with people, whether that's through traveling, whether that's through going on walks with no phone. You need new impressions to come up with new ideas. And again, for me at this stage, it's just about this one new idea that can change the whole trajectory of the business and everyone that is impacted by this business.
They ain't think we get it cream. Now we living out our dreams. And the whole world ours. Got our bosses in the team. We bust it down, don't need degree. Tryna build an empire. I separate my wants and needs. I'm put that way in Germany. And the price is getting higher. I'm peeping on my frenemies. That little whole shit, it don't mean nothing to me. All that hate while you ain't tired.
Remember to always be grateful, but never satisfied. Never be satisfied, never settle. Why? You know, don't be satisfied, but always be grateful. And it's just moments like this. Sunset. What a fucking beautiful sunset. Just enjoying the freedom. I honestly don't even know what to say. It's fuck, man. Just having freedom, literally doing whatever the fuck you want, but understanding where that comes from. It doesn't come from nothing, you know what I mean? But just taking a moment every now and then, stepping away from the chaos. I mean, I thrive in chaos. I love the chaos, you know? Gotta have chaos, gotta grow, gotta go beyond what I could have ever thought was possible, continuously push myself. But sometimes, again, even if it's just for a moment, I'm literally just sat there working and just appreciating, being grateful for absolutely everything, drinking in the sunset, and then obviously just getting straight back to it, because obviously that's what we do. But wow, honestly, lost for words. Thailand, absolutely beautiful. First time on the island, Koh Samui, but definitely coming back. Definitely not my last time.
I think it'd be good to also like digress back to, you know, when we're talking about standards and environment. Jason, I know you wanted to speak about like the 10x formula, 10x output. Like, so what do you think the number one factor is from 10xing where you are now to kind of where you want to go?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a really good question, because there's obviously so many qualities that have gotten us to the place where we're at now. But I think really being self-aware enough to understand, okay, this is something I could do much better in, or this is gonna, you know, accelerate like 10x and not just help me do a little bit better, and honing in on that is very important. And I think I've figured that out. I think being in a different environment helped me just like have some more time to just think and really figure that out. And I think it's definitely not a lack of knowledge at all. I think there's so much more to implement that we already know of. So I think it's urgency, like an extreme sense of urgency, because that's something very rare. But when you do see it in someone, I've never seen it and the person wasn't extremely successful, or I was like, oh shit, their potential is insane. Like either jump on the bandwagon or get left behind. That's what you feel when you're around people with extreme urgency. I have an example in mind, and we'll speak one week and then the next week, and it feels like 10 mountains have been moved. And you're like, whoa, there's so much to catch up on. And it's just so different. And I feel like to keep that throughout all of your stages of success, whether it's you're at the complete beginning and having extreme urgency, or whether you're already doing extremely well, just being able to keep that is that one quality that is honestly just like, not in a weird way, but it's like super attractive. Like you're like, okay, yeah, there's this urgency, and just having more urgency now and just executing faster, because we already know what we have to do, and just getting it done faster than it needs to be, because there's no need. We have everything we could ever want. You want to be generous. You want to be, I mean, not with everything. Like for example, with your energy, you got to be careful. But like obviously in terms of money and squeezing profits and just making sure, like, even we say this so much because obviously we run a company together, is like my philosophy from so early on is like everyone is a human. Everyone has dreams, problems, desires, goals. And it's like, for me, it's so important to understand what a person's goals are, because it's like, okay, how can the company fulfill your goals? Because if the company is helping you achieve your life goals, you're going to give the company your all. I'm not worried about the company. It's going to be fine because something is giving you everything you ever wanted. You know, you're good. Like you're going to give it the energy that it needs. So just being able to provide that environment like is very important. Combining that sense of delayed gratification, not having to see results immediately, and understanding that you're putting in that work for the vision you have, and you combine that with the sense of urgency I was talking about earlier. But urgency, again, not in terms of receiving results, because again, that's where we practice delayed gratification, but urgency in terms of your input, what you can give and what you can provide and what you can work on. So combine that urgency with your input and the delayed gratification in terms of the output. That's the deadly combo that we're referring to.
Yeah, 100%. Do you feel like the biggest lessons are in success or failure?
Gambling. Yeah, the biggest lessons come from gambling.
So risk taking.
No, I mean, the biggest lessons definitely come from failure, because if you're doing it right, it's just confirmation to something you already knew. So you just took action and you kind of reaffirmed that what you knew was correct. But obviously failure is where you learn the most. So that's why it's never really like, you're never really starting over. Everything is progress. It's just a game. Like, again, even if you play a video game, you fail the mission, you're gonna go again, and now you know what you did wrong. If you done it right, you might have done it by accident or just confirmed what you already knew. So you're not really pushing hard enough if you're not failing, because you're not learning that, like, the important things, because again, the winning is things you already knew. Yeah, exactly. I feel like I've had a hack for a very long time now that's really helped me like make the most of that lesson that you just explained, where it's like, first of all, you draw out exactly who you want to be, and it's not just about the money. It's how you want to come across, how articulate you want to be. It's everything. And then you kind of visualize that person, and it's obviously yourself. And then the hack is literally just like, what would that person do right now, like in any decision? And then you instantly get hit with like a level of confidence, or like the decision instantly becomes clear, because you know that version of you in 5 years, 500 million liquid after tax in the bank, done XYZ, again, not just about the money, but for an example. And then you just instantly gain that clarity that is so necessary, that we need in order to make good decision making, also for urgency, for delayed gratification, for everything else. And that hack is literally just like, again, very, very clearly visualizing who you're about to be and what would that person do right now. And you gain clarity so extremely fast. Like you're just messing about, and you know it yourself. It's about being self-aware. You're just messing about, and just like be real with yourself. What is that person gonna do? And if you act like that person, you will become that person. It sounds so cheesy, but you literally just have to act like the person you want to become, and you actually instantly are that person, because you are the Callum that is a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a different person. You're that same person. It's about the timeline, and you're gonna start acting like him. You will become him, which you are him. It's all kind of like, you know what I mean? Sounds silly, but it's really that hack that has helped me in so many instances just gain that clarity that is necessary, move faster, gain that urgency, and be okay with delayed gratification.
Yeah, 100%, bro.